Alright everybody, today's a real simple rear brake job on my 2002 GMC Envoy. First thing you got to do is pop this cover off. You look for the little divot here, get a screwdriver in there, and then just easily just go ahead and pop that off. Next I'm going to get my impact wrench, take these off, get the wheel off, and then we'll be able to replace the brake pads. Okay, I got the wheel off. First thing we're going to have to do is there's a bolt here and another one down here. Take those two bolts off and then the caliper will come off. We'll set the caliper aside and then we'll be able to get the brake pads off and put new brake pads on. Okay, so I got a wrench here on the front part of the bolt. Hold it still. I got a 9/16. I'm just going to wedge it in here and then go ahead, get it on there, and then break that free. And you can see, easy peasy. And I can just take it off with my fingers. And I'm not going to pull it all the way out because I don't want this thing to fall off, but I'm going to do the bottom bolt. So of course, typical car job, something that is simple, should have taken 20 minutes. Something goes wrong. So I had to run out by another 9/16 because that bottom bolt is on there pretty tight. So got a new 9/16, got out my torque wrench and broke it free, which I would also like to remind people you should get an actual breaker bar. I don't have one, so I use my torque wrench. Gotta go with what you got, and it worked. Broke it free, and so now I'm going to take off this bottom bolt same way with the top bolt, and then I'll remove the calipers and we can keep going. Okay, I got the two bolts out here. Now you can see I'm just sliding this caliper off. Get it off, set it off to the side there. And now we're going to remove these brake pads. Okay, so I'm just going to get my screwdriver here. Just go ahead and wedge these out. This is the old brake pad. Go ahead and take that off. As you can see, yeah, that's pretty worn down. Definitely time to replace these. Going to do the same thing with this back one. Just go ahead and wedge it in there. Go ahead and remove it. Take it out. Yep, and I'll put the new ones in. So here's my new brake pads. I got the Wagner QuickStop. Just bought them off of Amazon. I'll put a link down below to where you can get these. If anybody's got an opinion about these particular brake pads, please put it down in the comments below. If you got some that you would definitely recommend more than these, go ahead. I'm just doing this for my daughter. She usually kind of does this stuff herself, but she's out visiting colleges, so I figured I'd just go ahead and replace these because they're squeaking. So I'm going to pull out the new brake pads. Comes with new hardware, replace the hardware, put it back together, and we're almost done. Alright, so I got my new brake pads in, got the new hardware on, both front and back. Now it's time to put the caliper back on. I'm going to get a C-clamp and compress it to make sure that there's enough room, because if you remember, the old brake pads were worn down so much that the caliper won't actually fit on here. So I'm going to compress it, put it back on, put the mounting bolts back in, and then we'll put the wheel back on and we'll be done. Alright, I got the caliper back on, got the mounting bolts put back on, got them torqued down to 23 foot-pounds. I'll put the torque specs down below. Now we just got to put the wheel back on, and that's it. Do the other side and we're done.